Hi, my name's Emma1.flv, and I suppose you would call me an entrepreneur who achieved financial freedom with the sale of my business, Diva Cosmetics. Now, Diva Cosmetics was a very successful business and one that took a lot of hard work and passion and dedication to work, but that was not my first entree into the world of entrepreneurship. When I was 4 years old, I was out in the garden one day. Well, my mother didn't actually know where I was, but I was out in the garden and was quite bored, I can remember, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and use that birthday present that I was given by my grandma and sell chocolate. So I went out onto the street, having filled this chocolate machine with those small mini Cadbury's chocolates, and filled it to the brim, and then went out selling them. Now, apparently, I was out there for quite a while, and my mother had lost me. Now, as a mother of myself, I find this quite alarming that I could actually be out on the street for quite a while, and actually she's lost me. She looked in the bedroom, she looked in the garden, I was nowhere to be found. In those days, the milkman used to deliver, and he walked up the pathway and she said, "Have you seen Emma?" And he said, "Oh yeah, she's out on the street selling chocolate." So of which she went and found me, and she said, "Emma, you must come in." But apparently the thing she was most proud of, completely unconcerned about the fact that I'd been lost for an hour or two, was the fact that I'd worked out it cost me 16 pence to fill this chocolate machine, and I sold them for 24 pence, and I made 8p profit. And my father was an entrepreneur, and he came home at lunchtime, absolutely no concern the fact I'd been missing. And he was so proud. I think it was his proudest moment so far in my little life that I'd made 8 pence profit. So the other aspect of this, which I find quite interesting now as an entrepreneur myself, is that I clearly was switched on even at the age of 4, because I deliberately targeted who I was going to sell my chocolate to. And I targeted the little old ladies that would clearly delight in a little blonde-haired, blue-eyed little girl selling them chocolate. So not only did they give me the penny, they also let me eat the chocolate afterwards. And I say, what a fantastic business model, that you get to sell your profit, you get to sell your wares, make a profit, and eat the produce in the first place. So I'd say that was my first entree into entrepreneurship. The second one was a little bit serious, a little bit more different. I found myself after my A-levels not wanting to go to university or having a year out. And I ended up living in Andorra, which is a little principality between Spain and France. Now, most people know about it nowadays for cheap skiing, but in those days it was virtually unheard of. And I ended up there living with my father, and initially loved the relaxing time that I was having and doing nothing. And then I got bored. And thought, what can I do that these people can't do, that nobody around me can do? And I realised that the only thing I could actually do of any value was speak English. And I realised that I could start teaching English, and that's exactly what I did. And everyone and anyone I met anywhere, and I used to say that I was teaching English, they all wanted me. So very quickly I built up quite a large number of people that I was teaching English to, ranging from little 3-year-olds all the way through to 65. The only issue with this particular business model of mine is that it wasn't until I started teaching English that I realised it was actually quite difficult. And to have a very successful business, you really do need to know your subject before you try and embark on a huge business. But anyway, I did it quite well. I remember dispatching my father off to London to buy a load of books so that I could actually learn how to do the negative in English. Anyway, that was okay. But in true format, I don't know whether it was because of my age or whether it was the entrepreneurial spirit, to my father's complete and utter disgust, after about 8 months, I said, I'm bored with this. I'm going to go and live in Spain. And I actually literally just told all my pupils or clients 1 week, and I left the next. I don't think he ever forgave me. However, I went off to Spain, came back to England, worked for a large conglomerate, Revlon, and basically learned a skill to do with cosmetics. And as the years went by, I began to love cosmetics, recognise what I truly adored about the whole project management process, and wanted to try and find a way I could combine my love of cosmetics and project management combined with my desire to work for myself.